If you look around, the whole world's coming together.
Dude, what the hell, man?
That devil box started doing karaoke out of nowhere, so I destroyed it.
So I'm just gonna assume that most of you have probably heard of Amazon. And realistically, I could give you so many reasons why not to do business with Amazon, and you've probably even got your own reasons as to why not to do business with Amazon yourselves. But where do I even begin?
Amazon treat, in my opinion, Amazon treat third-party sellers, us, as riffraff, as an inconvenience, as not as trusted partners, but as at times it feels like that we're the enemy.
The Amazon system is relatively simple. They advertise products online, you add it to your cart, fill in your shipping information and payment details, and within a few days your product is at your door. However, what a lot of people are not aware of is the process of getting that product from the seller to you. What happens behind the scenes that makes Amazon so much money. There are two methods of fulfillment of Amazon's products. One is by Amazon themselves, where sellers send their products to Amazon, and as they sell, Amazon sends the product themselves, takes their commission, and pays the difference to the seller. The second method is by self-fulfillment or seller fulfilled. Your online order goes directly to the seller, who processes and ships your order to you directly. Pretty simple, except there's a little more to it. The fact that for any reason at all, the seller can be suspended and have all their funds held. Back in November of 2018, we decided we were going to open up an Amazon selling account so we could also sell our own products on Amazon.com. Here we decided we were going to fulfill our own orders so we wouldn't need to do fulfillment by Amazon. For several weeks, everything was just about gravy. Everything was going smoothly, inventory was being sold, everything was being shipped out, everything was arriving on time for the Christmas holidays. This was back in December, when all of a sudden we got the dreaded suspension email. Your account has been suspended. They suspended our account under the assumption that we were somehow selling inauthentic products. At this point, they simply asked us to provide them with supplier invoices, providing them with information to prove that our products were in fact authentic. So that's exactly what we did. They had 3 items in question. 2, if I'm not mistaken, were Shock Doctor mouthguards, and 1 a Warrior hockey stick. I got all the invoices together, scanned them, and sent them to the seller support or seller performance team who requested the documents. So I was under the impression that after sending them all the information that they required, that everything was going to go back to normal. Well, I was sadly mistaken. I again received another email asking once again for the exact same documents. My initial email for some reason was denied. I could not figure out why. So I resent the information, and again, another canned response basically telling me my information was insufficient, which literally did not make any sense when it was exactly what they asked for. This just kept happening over and over until I got a final email stating I was permanently suspended and funds will be held for approximately 90 days. And at this point in time, no matter who I emailed, which included Jeff Bezos' own executive team, nobody could fully elaborate or explain to me why I was being suspended. I could only assume it was for the reason that they were assuming I was selling inauthentic products somehow. And obviously at this point we were so frustrated and still had no resolution being offered. They wouldn't even specifically tell us exactly what it is that they wanted in order to fix the problem. I'd like to point out that this is the state of fear that Amazon sellers live with day in, day out, in fear of not knowing that their account may be suspended literally at any given point, for no valid reason at all. And the funniest part about the entire situation, which realistically is not even funny to be honest, it's just very frustrating for myself and many other sellers on Amazon, is the fact that there is basically no way to communicate by phone. Other than seller support, which is literally useless. Every single time you email Amazon's seller performance team or payment funds team, whatever you want to call it, typically the only thing that they do is continue to send you canned responses, and eventually once they get tired of getting your emails, they'll literally just block you and stop replying altogether. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to call Amazon's head office just so I can prove that they really don't give a shit about giving customer service to sellers.
Thank you for calling Amazon.com corporate headquarters. To better assist you, please choose from one of the following 5 options. For customer service inquiries, please press 1. For accounts payable inquiries,
Thank you for calling Amazon Corporate. Christina speaking. How may I direct your call?
Hi there. I was wondering if it was possible to speak to anybody from the seller performance team.
Yeah, let me get you over there.
No.
Well, it's seller support. I don't have any phone support for the seller performance. That's all email.
Okay, well, the problem is I've been trying to contact the seller performance team now for several days, actually. I even spoke to somebody at seller support yesterday, and they told me that they were going to forward an email over to seller performance in order to have somebody from there call me back or email me back at the very least. And nobody's done either or, to be honest with you. So, like, is there anybody other than seller support that I can speak with? Because I've had my account suspended now for over 90 days. I've been waiting for my funds patiently. And I've been told that my funds are not going to come and Amazon's just going to keep them because you guys decided to deny my appeal for my fund transfer. So, like, is there anybody that I could speak to over there?
I'm sorry. It's just seller support. That's the only resource I have for you.
Okay, but the problem is that seller support can't seem to do anything. Like, no matter who I speak to, there's nobody there that can actually help me with my situation. So, like, there has to be somebody in Amazon's head office that can, I guess, give me the proper information that I need in order to get things resolved. Like, I don't know why my emails are even being ignored.
Yeah, and I totally understand it. I'm frustrated for you. I just don't have anyone else to send you to. The only people that can help you is seller support.
Okay. But like I said, like seller support, they can't do anything. So why would I have to speak to them again?
I can send you over there if you'd like, or, I mean, that's the only resource I have for you. That's the only place I can send you.
Okay. So there's no, like, managers or supervisors there that I can speak with?
No, I'm sorry. You can ask for a manager when you get over to seller support if you like.
Yeah, but they, like I said, they can't do anything, so it's kind of pointless to even speak with them.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's the only resource there is.
Okay. So what about the legal team? I've also called them like about 4 or 5 times. I've left voicemails at this point. I have no idea why nobody's responding even from there, since this is becoming a bit of a legal matter at this point. Is there like a live?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Is there a live person that you can transfer me to the legal department instead of just leaving voicemails that nobody's going to get back to me?
No, that line is strictly voicemail. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, honestly, it just feels like I'm being ignored and cheated at this point, because you guys are holding,
Right, I
holding
totally
my
understand.
funds, and there's absolutely nobody that I can speak with. It's kind of gotten to the point of being ridiculous.
Right. I know, and I get it, and I wish there was more I could offer you, but that's it.
Okay. I mean, I just have to say that it's quite a shame that I keep calling you guys back and you guys keep giving me the same answer that there's nobody to speak to, when Amazon's clearly stealing my money and then not even communicating with me. It's pretty bad. Is there
Right.
is there like, a consumer affairs person that I could speak to, some sort of executive, anybody at all in your head office? I mean, you guys have 620,000 employees in Amazon now, and not one of them can seem to get back to me and resolve an issue?
I'm sorry. No, all I can do is get you to seller support.
Okay, yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you
Yeah,
very
I'm so
much.
sorry.
Yeah,
All right.
sure you are. Thanks. And there's my example of Amazon's customer service. Like I said, there is absolutely nobody to speak to. No matter how many times you call, no one wants to listen. No one wants to talk to you. They just want to take your money, and that's it. That's literally all you can do. And in case you're wondering, well, she did offer to put you through to seller support. The conversations with seller support, first of all, are outsourced, which, you know what? Reasonably, if it was for something that I ordered or some simple matter, okay, great, I can get a little bit of information from them. But the only thing that seller support can literally do is read the information that's already been read by yourself anyways. Whatever's posted in my account is all they're reading, so realistically there's no new information there. And the only other thing they can do is forward emails to the seller performance team, who clearly is just ignoring me anyway. So what's the point of even communicating again with the seller support team, who can't do anything at all? So based on what they had emailed me, I was forced to wait out an entire 90 days until I could get my funds, which, surprise surprise, came and went. And even after speaking to somebody named Anu, which I'm not even sure if that's your real name, Anu, who stated that I would receive my funds after the full 90 days has passed. I must add that it appears that even the executive email, who is supposed to be the most helpful at Amazon, have even blocked my emails from reaching them. So I have absolutely no communication whatsoever at this point. I still have not received my funds, and approximately on the 93rd or 94th day after the suspension started, I was now told that I had to resubmit all my documents once again to prove again that my products were authentic. My fear at this point, after being told that I have to literally resubmit everything again, is the simple fact that I'm a little bit afraid, to be honest with you, that they may just completely disregard all of my documentation once again and will decide for whatever reason that they want to hold my funds forever. My fear yesterday became a reality. I received an email once again from Amazon's payment funds or seller performance team that they've completed my review of my account and have decided to permanently suspend it and permanently hold the funds in my account. And here's the kicker. At the bottom of that email, it even says that we may not respond to your emails. So hold up, Amazon. Let me understand this correctly. So you are going to suspend my account based on an assumption that I am selling inauthentic goods, which is quite ridiculous, even after I've provided you documentation literally from the manufacturer themselves to provide and prove that my products are authentic. You're gonna seriously continue to have my account suspended and hold my funds permanently? How is it possible that Amazon themselves reserves the right to properly authenticate or inauthenticate what a seller is selling on their website? How can you simply just come up with an assumption and literally tear somebody's livelihood away without even validating things properly? Did you even bother to pick up the phone and call my distribution companies and validate that the products were authentic with them? No, absolutely not, because they probably would have told you had you done that. Now I kind of just feel like I'm literally yelling at the camera. I'm sorry. But this shit's getting ridiculous and I'm getting heated. If Amazon is potentially doing this to hundreds, if not thousands of sellers out there, how much money are they withholding from these sellers? Let's do some quick maths. Let's say you have 100 sellers with $5,000, which equals $500,000, 200 sellers with $10,000 each, which totals $2 million, and 300 sellers with $20,000 each, for a total of $6 million. That gives us a total of $8.5 million, and that is only based on 600 individual sellers. What if this continued into potentially the thousands or even hundreds of thousands of sellers? We're talking billions of withheld funds forever by Amazon. What exactly are they going to do with all that money? Could they be doing this to line their own pockets and legitimately leave people broke and homeless? I don't know about you, but I find this behavior absolutely despicable. Especially when you can't even afford your customers a half-decent response after dozens upon dozens of emails. Amazon truly should be ashamed of themselves. I understand that your bottom line and your business is to make money, but is this really the way that you should do it? It seems all too common nowadays. The Amazon suspension is literally just running rampant through the community. If you don't believe me, do a search on Amazon suspensions right now, and you will see hundreds, if not thousands, of complaints regarding sellers' accounts that have been suspended pretty much for almost no reason. People have stated that they never even received one complaint. Like myself, I never had one complaint at all about any of the products that were sold on Amazon. I have seen this all too often happening on Amazon, and I think we need to speak up. I have seen way too many people get hurt and have their lives literally destroyed. So what exactly do people do in this situation after they realize Amazon's not going to bother responding anymore to you? And they're keeping their money until they see fit. At this point, honestly, the only thing you can do is take it to court. If I could make a simple suggestion to solve this problem, is that everybody needs to stand up and fight against Amazon. How are we going to fight against Amazon? Well, it's simple. Don't buy shit from them. I can pretty much guarantee that at this point, I will never ever purchase another product from Amazon ever again. And not only because of what they did to me, but for my fellow mom and pop shop owners that they've literally destroyed their livelihoods. We don't deserve to be treated like this, especially considering Amazon was built on the backs of hardworking people like myself and many others in the community. Until Amazon decides to change its ways, I will no longer ever support them ever again. The way they treat us is unfair and totally against the law. And that's a wrap. That did not work at all.